Illinois legislators may be back in Springfield soon for a second extra session. Their sole goal, striking a deal on a massive energy package that has thus far proven elusive. The result will impact everything from Illinois' role in climate change to your energy bill. But the stakes are particularly high in one northern Illinois town. We go to our Amanda Vinicky with more.
Byron, Illinois, about 11 miles outside of Rockford, has had various identities since its founding in 1849. Home to canning plants, railroad stops, and a milk depot.
There were farms around here, and they had milk cows, and they would milk, and the train would stop and bring milk to Chicago.
All of those have come and gone. But since 1985, Byron has had a new identity, home to a pair of nuclear generators.
Those needles show you how much power the reactor's putting out. It's actually measuring how many, the neutrons coming off of the uranium, and you can see we're at 100% power.
At full power, Byron's nuclear plant is pumping out enough energy to power some 2 million homes. Again, that's when it's at full power.
This particular plant has a fixed amount of fuel loaded in it, and that was loaded 18 months ago, the last time the plant was shut down. That fuel is losing energy. In fact, I think in the next couple days, we'll start to see the reactor decrease its power from 100% power. It'll slowly trickle down to about 70% power when the plant shuts down on September 13th.
September 13th is an important date. Nuclear plants have to refuel from time to time. At Byron, that's done every 18 months. But Exelon has already put in notice that it may not refuel. That's a bigger deal than it may sound. If you don't put gas in the car when the tank's nearing empty, you can wait and fill up later. When you're dealing with radioactive nuclear fuel rods, it's not so simple.
We're preparing right now to shut down these reactors forever. Right, that means shutting a plant down, turning the turbines off, the generators off, shutting down the reactor.
Mayor Rickard says Exelon pulling the plug on the plant would be devastating. Byron's population has more than doubled since the generators were built, from about 1,200 to 3,800.
We feel like we're pawns in a game we can't control. What's happening in the discussions in Springfield, we don't seem to have any influence on anymore. And so we're kind of sitting there going, do you realize what you're doing to us?
To do nothing is to condemn this town, our school district.
Christine Lynn's president of the Byron School Board. Her youngest daughter just graduated from the high school. Property taxes from the nuclear plant make up a whopping 74% of the district's budget, some $19 million annually that would be difficult, if not impossible, to replace. The next few weeks will determine whether it's a reality Byron will have to contemplate. Exelon executives are preparing employees at the station for that possibility.
People are skeptical about Exelon and if they're really serious about what's going to happen, and I can tell you they are.
The Chicago-based corporation has 21 reactors at a dozen sites nationwide. Nearly half are in Illinois. Exelon's a profitable corporation. SEC filings show its CEO, Chris Crane, was compensated to the tune of more than $14 million. But due in part to energy market particulars and to cheap natural gas prices, Exelon says its Byron and Dresden plants are losing money. It's not just Exelon saying that. The state commissioned a study and found that Byron and Dresden do face real risk of becoming uneconomic in the near term. That's why Exelon is moving to close them, unless the Illinois legislature comes through. A package before lawmakers would have ratepayers pay a subsidy to keep them open, literally an extra charge on your electric bill, worth nearly $700 million that Exelon would use to keep the plants open for at least the next 5 years. It's a big ask, especially considering what happened last July with Exelon subsidiary Commonwealth Edison.
The U.S. Attorney's Office here for the Northern District of Illinois filed a one-count criminal information in district court here in Chicago, charging Commonwealth Edison Company with bribery involving a high-level state of Illinois elected official identified as Public Official A.
Public Official A is former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan, who has denied any knowledge of a bribery scheme, but who helped steer through legislation that helped ComEd. Exelon benefited too, with a law that currently has electricity customers paying a subsidy for 2 of its other Illinois plants, in Clinton and the Quad Cities. It's a new phenomena not singular to Illinois, as states look to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The energy package Illinois lawmakers are contemplating has a goal of moving to 100% energy from renewable sources by 2050.
Right now, the markets pay a megawatt of electricity the same whether it's carbon-free or whether it came from the dirtiest coal plant in the United States. There's no difference. We're polluting the environment without any consequence on the revenue. And so therefore, we should be designing market solutions. And until we have market solutions designed, we're asking politicians to dive into the energy market and help pick winners and losers.
Exelon says the slight uptick customers will pay to keep these plants open is less than the spike you'll see on your electric bill if the nuclear plants are allowed to retire early. But the Illinois Chamber of Commerce is skeptical of another Exelon bailout.
We become very concerned when a profitable company seeks to lock in profits through the Illinois General Assembly when those profits are going to be paid for by ratepayers.
And critics of nuclear energy say Exelon's threats are akin to ransom.
Exelon first started what we've dubbed the nuclear hostage crisis. It's a pattern where a utility will, for whatever reason, threaten closure, which gets the workers very upset and the local communities whose tax base it depends on upset. They pressure their legislators, and then the legislators grant bailouts.
Despite those criticisms, Governor J.B. Pritzker is on board with the Exelon subsidy. It helps that the deal's got the backing of labor unions and environmentalists who see nuclear energy as a carbon-free path as wind and solar are built up.
Byron's fate is at the mercy of another energy battle, and that is over when plants that are powered by natural gas and coal must close.
A frustration to Byron School Board President Christine LYNDE.
There's so much good that could happen here, but people are digging in for something that we're talking about in 10, 15, 20 years from now. We're fighting about what's going to happen in 2035 and 2045, when in 3 weeks, we're going to lose nuclear.
Back at the Byron plant, operator Ken Feldman's manning his station in the reactor's operating room, scanning to make sure everything's on track.
See all these alarms up here, right? All the way around, these are all alarms. Some of them are not very significant. We'll see one, and it's not a big deal. A few of them are significant, but even if a really important one goes off, you stay calm. You always have, there's time to just walk up calmly and take care of things.
But in this case, time is running out, and Exelon is sounding the alarm. Chief Generation Officer Brian Hansen says if a law doesn't pass, Exelon will close Byron in September.
If they pass a bill September 11th, September 12th, is that too late?
Every day it gets harder. It's, until we submit that letter of permanent defueled operations, we could reverse. But reversing a decision like we've made is like turning a cruise ship around.
He says once the letter's submitted, once the fuel rod's removed, Byron is closed forever. For Chicago Tonight, I'm Amanda Vinicky.
The federal infrastructure measure includes provisions to prop up nuclear plants, but Exelon has said that's not enough. The company is threatening to close the Dresden plant in November.